Hey, greetings, students. My name is James Sturdivant. I'm going to be your instructor this semester. So I thought I'd throw together a little video which talks about the class. And I'm going to touch on a lot of things, the syllabus, the calendar, the cohort groups that we're going to form. These are small discussion groups. I'm going to talk about how you'll be assessed. I'll also talk about field experience. So my hope is that I'm going to answer a lot of your questions. At the end, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me and maybe we can get a little communication going even before class starts. Hey, I'm really excited. I'm so thrilled that you're part of the class. Look forward to meeting you real soon. I just want to talk just a little bit about me, just give you a little background. I taught for 34 years in K-12. I was a high school social studies teacher, and the majority of that time I spent at Big Walnut High School, which is in eastern Delaware County up by Columbus. And I retired in 2019. I went to Muskingum a number of decades ago, and the department head at that time was interested in me teaching some education classes. I started teaching in 2019 at Muskingum, and I live a long way from campus, so I just drive down once a week, and that'll become evident when we go over the calendar. But it's been so much fun. I've enjoyed it so much that every semester the department asks me, hey, would you teach again? And every semester I say yes, because I would really miss it if I didn't do it. So, I'm a person, I've been in education a long time. Uh, I've experienced a lot of the things that you might experience, and I can tell you that as far as I'm concerned, it's the greatest job in the world. I think that you chose the right major, and I'm going to help you, hopefully, inspire you to become the best possible teacher you can be. Welcome. And this is an important class, and it's important for a number of reasons. But you want to feel confident that your students are learning what you're trying to teach them. And I'll confess, for a lot of my years as a K-12 teacher, I didn't really know. And I started to get serious about assessment near the end of my career. And I've taught this class at Muskingum since 2019. I love teaching this class. And the whole point is you are going to feel confident that your students are actually learning what you're intending to teach them. That is the golden ticket to their evolution as intellectual beings. And this is a very, very important class. As I mentioned earlier, I do live a long way from campus, so I just come to campus once a week. The other days, we'll have class one day a week, but that day will change. We have cohorts, which are small teams chats, which I'll explain on the next slide. And then almost every week you have a day off, which is awesome. And I do like this blended format, and I think that you will enjoy it. And to be honest with you, it's probably the way a lot of education is going to be in the future. And if you go on the syllabus, or if you go on Blackboard and look at the tab for the syllabus, you will see this calendar at the end of the document. It's a PDF. But just below that, there's another link to the condensed calendar, and you can go right on there. And each week, I'll also have, what I expect you to accomplish outside of class. And I'll go into that here momentarily. But look at that calendar, uh, access that calendar frequently, and plan accordingly. I'm really excited about this part of the class in which we're going to get together frequently in small groups of 4 to 5 students, and we're going to discuss things that have taken place in class. This has the potential to be a very rich learning experience for everyone, myself included. And when you go through the calendar, you'll see that some days you'll meet at a certain time, other days you'll meet at another time, but it'll just be this group of students that you're going to be grouped with throughout the semester. So hopefully you guys like each other. So on the weekly calendar, you're going to see this link at the beginning of the week called the weekly hyperdoc. That's where you go to find out what I'm going to ask you to do for the week. That's a really valuable link. Utilize it. And one thing I want to make sure that you understand is the condensed version that's on Blackboard, that little tab, that's the one that can be updated because, there's going to be some changes as the semester unfolds. So utilize that instead of going to the syllabus and scrolling all the way down to the bottom. Look at those weekly hyperdocs, and you can figure out what it is you're going to be required to do each week. We have two texts in 341. I have them here on this slide. Classroom assessment for student learning is the main text, and we will really focus on this text, particularly in the first part of the class. If you follow the directives in this text, you are going to be a person who assesses their students in a accurate and an inspirational way. So it's a very valuable text. The other book is really provocative. It's called A Repair Kit for Broken Grades. And traditionally, every year, every semester, students really are intrigued by this book, and they don't necessarily agree with the book, and that's fine. But it's really good food for thought. Consider this book like a thought experiment, and it's just very provocative. I think you'll enjoy it. And the good news is there's a DVD in the back that you can watch. So you don't even have to read it. There is field experience in the class, but here's the great news. It's all done in class. We do one field trip to Ridgewood, which is a big part of the course, and then we have guest presenters come in. And so the field experience is important, but it's not like other classes. It's actually done in our classroom, which I think you'll like. When you teach assessment, like I do, you should certainly take assessment seriously, and I do. And so I want to talk briefly about how assessment will be figured in this class. And you can look on the syllabus and get a lot more information. But I'm not a fan of total points. I like to weight categories. In other words, if this category of activities is really important, I want to weight it as such. Total points can just get mind-numbing after a while. So there's 3 categories of grades that's each worth roughly 1/3. There is the summative assessments, and there's going to be a midterm and a final. There's another category which is called application, where you're actually doing the things that we're talking about. And in 341, the big thing is to have a taped interview where you answer questions about assessment. And then finally, there's your experience in the cohort groups, which I'm really excited about. That's where we get together in small groups and we hash things out. And if you participate and you participate with enthusiasm, you are going to get a perfect score on that part. I predict that that's going to be your favorite part of the class. So 3 categories, each is weighted worth roughly 1/3. Make sure to check the syllabus. I've had a couple students in here. I looked at the roster before, and they'll tell you that I have this app on my phone called Voxer, which I utilize a lot. It's a great way to get a hold of me. You can email me, you can call me, you can do all those things, but if you want an immediate response, if you want a quick response, you hop on Voxer, and you and I will interact that way. I like to say it's like a walkie-talkie. So put the Voxer app on your phone, search my name. You're going to see this shocking yellow background picture of me, and just shoot me a message, and maybe we can start a little dialogue even before class starts. Hey, I joke with my friends that I teach 2 of the most boring sounding classes in Muskingum University. I teach assessment and curriculum and design. Now, don't those just sound thrilling? I love teaching these classes. And I love the challenge of trying to make something that some people would think is dull, engaging. I'm so glad you're here. I think we have a great semester. Can't wait to talk to you. Can't wait to meet you.